Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks like we have a weird issue with YouTube again. Man, it just wouldn't be a day if I had a strange YouTube issue. You guys could do me a favor. You've been doing awesome with this. Just gonna remind you again. You've been doing awesome with the likes and the engagement in the chat, and it's been night and day difference. Stream's been showing up in search. Hasn't been any issues. Man, something's weird. Oh well. It is what it is. But if you could, hit that like button if you haven't yet. We have 27 likes, 30 watching. We just started, so we're doing good. Got a weird error. Just said streaming is not available at this time, which is not a good sign. Really hoping that it didn't start 2 streams like it's done in the past. Oh my. I'm gonna look into that while we get ready. But yeah, so if you could give it a like, much appreciated. That'll hopefully balance this out. Doesn't look like we have 2 streams going. That's good. Let's get it out of the way first then. We're already on the path. If you're not in Discord yet, dropping the link in chat. Pop in there. And most importantly, it's the 2nd of October, and you know what that means? It means it's the second best day in the entire month to sign up for Patreon. So if you are someone who is looking to become a stronger trader, looking to increase their skills, level up, to become self-sufficient in trading so they aren't relying on signals or crazy YouTube videos, a little hypocritical, Patreon might be for you. It's full of educational content, exclusive technical analysis, trade setups, one-on-one sessions weekly included in the Patreon, so check it out. Don't wait. If you plan on signing up, every day you wait. Patreon does not prorate the membership, so it's just a day lost. So check it out. Give it a thought. A lot of great value there. So cool, got that out of the way, and it seems like YouTube is okay so far. That was weird. I want to record that so I can show you guys. I had the stream scheduled, everything set up. I hit go live on my software, and then this thing just pops up on my little studio creator screen that says live streaming isn't available right now. And there's only 2 options. It says try again, which does nothing if you click it, or finish. And I know if I click finish, it'll close the scheduled stream, it'll delete it, it'll kick everybody out of the chat, and that would have been a mess. And so luckily, if you wait, sometimes the go live button will still pop up anyway. And I clicked it, and now we're live, so I guess 1 hurdle down for the day. You know what, yeah, let's look at it that way, let's be optimistic. Hurdle down for the day, we're unstoppable. Alright, so last night, what a night, guys. I did not get much sleep again. Not because of Bitcoin, but because of a tweet by the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump. President Donald Trump. I'm gonna ask you guys to please, we don't talk politics in general here. It's not productive. I understand wanting to talk about this a little bit. That's okay if we can keep it not personal. We're not attacking each other. If we can keep it like a family, because it is an important issue, and we're seeing it today. Luckily, Bitcoin doesn't seem to really care, but the rest of the markets we're seeing globally are shaken. This is only adding to the uncertainty that is 2020, and it's going to be reflected in markets. It's funny because yesterday we were talking about the BitMEX CEO being served. People were really worried about that affecting the market. And I said, it's just a non-factor, don't worry about it. And I tried to remember the last things that actually had any impact on the market in Bitcoin. And I can only come up really with when China announced they were embracing blockchain as a nation. And I really struggled for another piece of news that was important enough that I thought actually could at least sway the markets. And it's funny because that night we get this piece of news, and Bitcoin really, crypto doesn't seem to care very much, but it, we do see a little bit of movement. This hasn't been unexpected. We're going to go through it. But it's just, what kind of crazy timing is that? The one time I've ever kind of gone on a rant about it, we're going to get a crazy piece of news that maybe not to do with Bitcoin, but just markets in general. I don't know, destiny, craziness, who knows. So yeah, let's get into the corn, see where the corn's at today. Looking all right here. So last time we spoke, let's see, when was that? Bitcoin was trading 10,600 range. And it looks like overnight, saw a little rally up to the new resistance, 10,625-ish. And price was rejected. This was weirdly around the same time as this news broke. Do I think it's related? Still not really. Still not really. If you guys remember from yesterday, we literally we looked at this. I need to start going back and getting clips from the previous episodes to show people after it like plays out. So we looked at this yesterday. The fractal that could be from the 20th of September all the way to the 25th. We see this, what kind of looks like a lowercase h. Maybe it's a chair. Depends on your imagination. Personally, I see a chair. So anyway, that's not a technical pattern. That's just me being weird. We looked at this fractal. I said this very well could be what we see. And let's take a look. I haven't done this yet, so I don't know how close of a fit it is. But dang if it's not the same idea. And this is definitely the same idea. That fits extremely well. Extremely well. All of you fam members that have been following for a long time probably remember talking about that fractal back in August. Fractals are powerful. They're real. They don't always work. They do always break eventually. They don't ever continue forever, so I've never been alive forever, but so it seems. You may remember me saying fractals, we can expect to see a pattern, and then we can expect to see that pattern continue to repeat on smaller time frames. And by the nature of smaller time frames, that means that these patterns play out faster. So here we are, we have this little chair, and wow, I mean, that's spooky. That's spooky, and you know what? Fitting for SpookTober. Fitting. This is perfect. While this actual shape, this pattern may not look perfect to the casual eye, it really is. So what we see is, look back, we see a high, rejected, little staircase up, and then the rejection. And we have that right here. Staircase up, rejection. We have our sell-off. We get a low. We have a low. That low does bounce, but then trades sideways. That's the seat of the chair. And we see that here. Bounces off the low, trades sideways. And then what makes this a perfect fractal in my opinion? The seat of the chair falls off and puts in a lower low. And what happened here? Falls off the chair, lower low. We literally looked at this yesterday and said, it would not surprise me. In fact, this looks like it's very probable. I don't even know what I said. I didn't look up the clip. But we looked at it. I said I wouldn't, this is very fitting to see another lower low here. And I remember remarking that would be a good thing because we might get that divergence that we're looking for off that new low. We did get some divergence yesterday, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for. I was looking for a little stronger. little stronger divergence, and the fractal played out. We got another low. So the question is, did we get the divergence that we wanted? Kind of, a little bit. I'm picky. I'm picky with my divergences, man. I want them to be, Arnold Schwarzenegger divergences. I don't want these little baby divergences. So we definitely got some. We definitely got more than we had yesterday. On the hourly, we see it easy. Easy peasy. We did have some before. We had some yesterday as well, but we didn't have this extra iteration of it. So let me get rid of that. This is more accurate. We have the low. Here we are. We got divergence originally yesterday from the 23rd up to the 1st. We can see that on RSI. We had a lower swing low in the RSI, but a higher low in price. And then zooming in here on the most recent lower low, we can see that it was actually another higher low on our MACD and on RSI. So this is two bullish divergences that are visible both on MACD and RSI. When does that happen? We never get that. Like, if you've been around the last week, you've seen over and over and over again, we're looking at these charts and MACD will say something and RSI won't say anything. MACD says bullish or bearish divergence and RSI says no divergence. Or we see RSI say bearish or bullish divergence and then we see MACD say no divergence, and it's been frustrating. This is a great example where we're seeing them agree. We haven't been seeing this in a while. I'm a fan. Thumbs up to this. This is what we were looking for. Again, we're looking for our lower low with extra divergence on top sprinkled, and we got it. We've been slaying it here. We have been crushing these moves. Emmett Wilson, thank you for the $1.50, my friend. Much appreciated. Oh yeah, it doesn't send a message unless it's like $2 or something. I don't know how YouTube works, but appreciate you. Thank you. So where were we? We've been crushing these moves, guys. It's just ridiculous. We got our probability box. Losing track. We got our probability box here on the 31st, right into close. This is a different chart, so it doesn't have it. We called, where are you? I'm just gonna put this here. It's on the other chart, but this is a cleaner one for today. We got our probability box close, which was a super exciting day on the 30th of September. We got our 10,920 resistance touched. This is all called live during the episodes. We're going to probability box close, push up to the resistance, and then we're likely to see, or it wouldn't surprise me to see then, a test of 10,550. Bam, there we go. 1, 2, 3 price moves in a row right here live for you guys. After that, then, yesterday we talked about seeing the lower low here for more divergence. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. There wasn't a number on that one. I will say that. I did not call a number for this. Just a lower low so we could see extra divergence here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Awesome. Some skill involved in that, but also there's some luck involved in that. Doesn't matter how great of a trader you are. You're not always going to be able to do that. The best course is to look for an edge, look for our signs or evidences, and then look at the chart, see where the supports and resistances are, and you can plot what is a probable path. It's not always going to be this fire, sadly, but it works pretty often. Maybe not as much as we want it to. Some issues that we're seeing here though on the hourly that are important. on MACD, we could be painting bearish divergence. Even from here, we could be painting bearish divergence. We have a lower high and a higher high swing in our MACD, but does RSI agree? Yeah, RSI agrees. I actually couldn't really see that. So that is possible. And what that tells me is we have these two bullish signals, these two divergences. We have a divergence that could be, this isn't completed yet. We're not sure if this is the swing high. We haven't retraced down enough to confirm that we have a swing high here. If price fails to push above 10,600-ish, we'll get that bearish divergence. If we have another move up, it will likely eliminate that bearish divergence. So it's something to keep an eye on. When you're charting, you're always looking at what's here and then trying to say, well, okay, then what could be next? Oh, Mr. E-Hole, thank you, sir, for the 2 for the stream title. It rhymed, I figured just go with it, right? It rhymes. Trump tweets, markets retreats. I should have put an S on retreats, or on retreat, that'd be funny. You're always looking for what's next, because we can see what's here. We don't know what's next, but we can spot things like this. We can look down here and say, yeah, we have bullish divergence. But look here, we have a swing high, and we don't have a swing high in price. So we could be on the verge of a bearish divergence. And what we're going to look for is a retrace that validates that. I would say if the 0.5, you know, there's no real rule for this, but maybe if the 0.5 retrace of the movement, which would be very small here, for those of you confused, right here would just be 10,480. I would say if 10,480 is broken before we have a swing high, that could be bearish divergence. Maybe a little more wiggle room here. Use the 618 or 10,450. 10,450. Breaking that, I would say that's likely then going to paint bearish divergence. And because we're seeing the RSI and MACD agree on that, that is something that as a good trader we should be looking forward and trying to say. We can't say will it happen or won't it happen. We can see evidence. Our evidence right now says we'll probably get a higher high. But we don't know. But we do know that we have a setup that if we don't get a certain condition, we will have a signal in the other direction. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Never explained this in words out loud before. So it's basically leveraging what we can't know. We can't know if it's going to do it or not. But we do know for sure if it doesn't do this, then we have this. We have that. A different signal. So there's our little lesson. I didn't even plan on doing education today. We will get back to the lessons here at some point. I haven't been as much in an education mood as I've been in a charting mood lately. Sorry if you guys missed that. But there is a link in the video description to all of the video educational segments we've done, and I've edited them down to be like 10 minutes so they're not 4 hours each, and it's just the educational segment. So if you miss them, you go back, rewatch them, come back and teach me about something that I made a video on and probably forget what I said. All right, so Bitcoin on the hour, looking good right now, but we have that if or else kind of statement. We need a higher high locally, or else you have bearish divergence again. You know what actually might even be a really good metric for this? If we connect this high, we connect the 10,660 with the 10,6, put a trend line there. We can say maybe if we're rejected from this trend, then we have the divergence. That might be that's less mathematical, but maybe a more visual way to to determine that. Anyway, it does look like we're right up on it. I haven't put this here, didn't know where it would be. Right up on it. And something interesting is that that trend line intersects with our 10,546. Wait a minute. 10,546. Where? That's not right. That's a pretty good line, though. That's in a really, really tight range, margin of error. Either way, intersects with it, and this is the candle right underneath it. Whenever I see trend lines and resistances or supports cross or converge, I always keep an eye on those areas. I don't know why, I've never read anything or heard anything about this, but something about crypto, converging trend lines, horizontals with diagonals tends to be attractive areas. I don't know, there just tends to be spicy action there. So interesting little note. We're gonna watch for a break of this trend, but we're gonna zoom out, get a little bigger picture here, and get rid of these arrows because they are bulky and in the way. All right. So 4 hour, something that was great to see, and I think we talked about this yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We talked about continuation. We talked about exhaustion. How I think it was this example, right on the 4 hour. No, it was back here. Yeah, these were the two candles. How we got. It's not showing me the percents. Either way, how we had this 4 hour candle, which is a large bodied, almost no wick. I mean, look anywhere on a Bitcoin chart. Tell me if you see a candle with no wick. I'll give you one dodge. They really don't happen. This has a wick, but I'm going to say this is a wickless candle for the use of Bitcoin. So we have this large bodied wickless candle followed by a shorter red. And then I think during the episode we saw this one close, and I said what this is showing me is that momentum is slowing in this area. Because we have a large candle and then a smaller candle. And what we would be looking for if we're going to have a really vicious sell-off would be a candle that get a candle, and then the next one would be larger, and the one after that would be larger, and what that's showing is momentum. When the candles are shrinking, we're seeing potential exhaustion, and so clearly the market wasn't completely exhausted because we sold off again, but we saw it here as well. This is 2 4 hour little examples of exhaustion. That's a good sign for me, and the confirming factor is that we have a bullish 4 hour green candle right off of that same tell, which is suggesting maybe some reversal. Clearly not a strong reversal yet, but that's likely due to the 10,550, which is now resistance, price area. It's a strong area. You can see we've rejected from it before and gone back on top of it where it held as support. Then we fell back down under it. It happens. But so I'm looking for continuation to the upside here because it did touch 10,670. That was the bottom range of my target for a bounce. But really, I would have liked it to see 10.7. So I'm thinking 10.7 is still in play. And this 4 hour candle suggesting that I'm not super crazy, but that is possible. So the 4 hour, we connect our lows again. What we're going to be looking for here is the divergence we were seeing on the 1 hour. We're looking for it again as we zoomed out.
YouTube famous BTC King reversal BBABBBBBY OMG 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 OMG.
Thank you, Josh. Beautiful Josh. Thank you for the 5. And yes, we will look at OMG, and to guarantee that, I'll pull it up for you, but I'm finishing Bitcoin first. Finishing the corn. Yep, so if this is a fractal, What we're looking for is maybe similar indications, similar patterns on our indicator. We're not really getting that, unfortunately. The similarities here are really only that we had the similarities are not very strong. Pretty much only that the high swing on MACD was weak before the sell-off. But the similarities are there that we have the divergence. Same divergence. And we don't actually have that 4-hour divergence here, so that may be suggesting that something isn't quite finished. Interesting. Look at RSI. Had the divergence, same one. But RSI is saying, I don't see that divergence either. Dallon-san, thank you for the 10, dude. You guys are making it rain today. What's up? Everybody is in a good mood now, or? I'm just kidding. I appreciate you guys so much. Love you guys. That 4-hour, not showing the same divergence. Not expected. But that is possible. I guess an explanation for this could be, but I might just be explaining away bias here. I saw the 1-hour divergence and maybe I'm just explaining it away because I'm biased from that. The fractal's playing out smaller. So it's possible that the 4-hour isn't going to have that same local divergence that the 1-hour had. And that might be okay because we still have, let's see. No, we don't have that there. Yeah, we don't have it. For a second I thought we had a divergence here, but we do not. That's okay. So really no divergence on the 4-hour, which is interesting. I would have expected to see something. We really don't even have bearish divergence of any kind, which I would also expect here. Because we just have lower lows and lower highs, and that's what we have on RSI and MACD. So the 4-hour not being super informative for us. And that happens. Luckily there's tons of other time frames we can take a look at. Something of importance though, that we wouldn't have gotten from the candles, is if we look at the 4-hour. I can't hide the candles. Here we go, hide. If we look at the 4-hour moving averages, we see something pretty interesting. This is not super common. We do see something similar right before our sell-off, right into the end of August, early September. But we also see something similar right before our move in July.
Expecto Patronum. Man Mage Tom.
Expecto Patronum. Oh, dude, I should pull that picture up. I laughed at that picture. The someone memed me. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna ruin it. Not my artwork. Sometimes I think you guys just super chat because you like distracting me. And you know what? That's okay. I'm fine with it. It makes it harder, and that makes me a better streamer. So we do have something similar before our run-up in July, but we also have something similar right before our sell-off in the end of August, early September. What this tells me is that we're priming for a move. It's pretty hard to deny this. You don't see this outside of big moves. This is somewhat similar, but it's not like the tangling up that we're seeing in these three examples. This chart used to be something else. This is the old fractal chart, I think, or a copy of it. Let's see, is there any other good examples? Kind of, not really. Back here, January 2019, back here, October 2019. So yeah, suggests that we have a move coming, but more importantly what it suggests is that this is an important value to the 4-hour. Right now this is a range from 10.690 to about 10,730. And what that is a range of resistance. I don't know how to get my candles back now. No, I have to go all the way back and undelete these things. Here we go. We have a range of resistance right above price, and this isn't even a golden cross. This isn't even... It's really everything at once. We have the 20 crossing down. We have a bearish cross on the 2100. We have a bullish cross on the 5200. We have a bearish cross on the 2050 and on the 2200. It's a very balled up mess, and I like that. I like that because this range right here, all price has to do is retake this range, and all of a sudden it's dropped all of these moving averages resistances. It's prices underneath all of them. They're all going to act as resistance potentially. And just in a small range, not even 1%, if price retakes it, now is free of all of these resistance levels. You can see if we look back, all these moving averages are at different heights or different prices. And so they're kind of area spread out. A bigger move has to happen, and as that move would theoretically happen, it's going to hit these resistances, and each time it's going to be more tired. It's going to be more exhausted. This time, this is it. This is just a tiny little box. This is the 4 hour. It's not the largest time frame, but it's not the smallest. It's significant, as evidenced by, we looked back at the 2-3 examples, that when this happens, typically something big follows. All right, now I'm getting rid of these. So the 4 hour not showing us too much, except I think the most important takeaway here on the 4 hour is that zone. That zone is gonna be important and very likely to hit, simply because all of those moving averages are there acting as resistance, so there should be liquidity. And typically Bitcoin follows liquidity. Let's zoom it out. 12 hours pretty boring. 1 day. So 1 day is back to visit its best buddy. Its best buddy. The 100 daily moving average. This thing has been the bread and butter of Bitcoin all of September. Seems Bitcoin has like a little stalker problem with the 100 moving average on the daily. Just keeps on coming back. The 50 still untested. Very surprising, but likely a good thing. A rejection from the 50 is not confidence inspiring, but still untested, man. Fell directly through it early September and never came back at this point. I fully expect a test of the 50 moving average. I want to say before October's over, but that's probably a little too precise to call. So we're back here. We've closed candles under it before, and each time we've closed really on top of or directly, really even just under. As long as the candle has pierced it, we're seeing bullish buying responses from it. Here, we see it here, and we see it here, we see it here, but not that strong. So we're sitting pretty. Ideally, we want to close these dailies above it. And what's interesting is that the 100 is right at our 10,550. 10,550 support, right? Yeah, no, it's resistance now because we're right here. I might as well just turn this white because at this point it's just contested. It has been support, but it's also been resistance. We're just going to turn it white. But what that suggests is that there's extra market there, extra orders. It's more significant of a value. So daily, it's still kind of where it was. We have potentially 3 black crows appearing on the daily. Going back to the exhaustion momentum topic we touched on earlier, this would be a smaller red close on the daily in a 3 black crow setup. That could suggest exhaustion. The 3 black crows is bearish, but it is a reversal potential pattern. Closing here today, I would put the edge on reversal. That doesn't mean we're going to get a new all-time high tomorrow or a new even local high, but it suggests that the odds are in favor we get a green candle tomorrow if we close here. Still have 3.5 hours. Anything could happen. I think we're just going to look at that weekly. And we're going to look at OMG for Sir Jersh. And another coin I've never seen before, but popped up on my radar today and didn't really TA it, but kind of want to. We're going to look at that one. Stay tuned. Weekly's still fine. We're still where we've been the last 5 weeks. Not much change here. Last week's candle to me was pretty darn bullish, and so I'm skeptical that this weekly candle closes here. 20 moving average is at 10,200 now. Anywhere above that is absolutely fine with me. We can even test it. We can even go down to 10,200. No reason to break a sweat. We're still just doing what we've been doing. Every week this is moving up, so that critical kind of decision-making number is moving up every week. It's not static. You can see right here in the middle, it's moving up. And that's really all there is to the weekly right now, in my opinion. There's not much else. It's just the middle Bollinger Band, and that seems to be all that's mattered for all these weeks. We caught that very early here. We did a Bollinger Band episode, educational. That's on that playlist I was talking about. And we pointed it out in that episode, and it has just rang, continued to be true, whatever, the whole 5 weeks since. Now we're not really near any other significant moving averages. I think there was one interesting thing I wanted to show you guys, and we're going to move on. Where are you? This. No. Man, it's a different chart. So it's gonna probably be a little hard to see, but we will do our best. On the daily. This it, yeah. On the daily, what's interesting to me on the daily here, there's too much here to see. So what's interesting is the 200 is at 9,400. We're talking about a strong support at 9,600. So it's very close, and we talked yesterday that the 200 has been kicking up in momentum as of 27th of September, and likely to continue unless price sells off underneath it to increase in momentum. And it is heading like a missile for that 9,600 support. And that alone isn't very interesting. But when we combine that with the 100 daily, which is now, as we just saw, like directly at our 10,550 support, it's kind of interesting. It seems all of these moving averages, these big ones, important ones, are kind of simultaneously lining up at our really obvious big support levels. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if that's bullish or bearish or what, but it's really interesting. I would assume that it would strengthen them. You have not just that support, but now also a significant high time frame moving average at that support as well. I don't know, it's just interesting. I'm a chart nerd. If you don't like to hear nerdy chart stuff, man, not the show for you. Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright, 19 minutes left in this hourly, and we're right back to where we were. 10,554, I think, is the exact number I had. Yeah. This other chart I kind of was just a play chart. This is the in-depth calculated chart. So we're right here, hanging out, 20 minutes left. Should be interesting Should be interesting, because it's either going to move up a tiny bit, close bullish engulfing, that would be nice, or it's going to reject. And a rejection here with that engulfing candle before, likely going to have a little more strength behind it. That's an alert. Alright, Josh, I'm going to do OMG for you because I just know I'll forget. I know I will forget if I don't. Alright. To the OMGs. OMG. People were asking me about this today, even before the episode. So what's changed since yesterday? Looks like this potential flagging formation did not totally play out. Broke to the upside, failed, closed higher, but failed to really put a candle in above this 236 retrace level at $4.20, our previous target. 4 hour looking like it has no divergence. That's okay. What's interesting here, and I'm not a huge fan of seeing, is these 3 tiny green 4 hour candles after this long red. It could, I just bring it up because it's a learning opportunity. This isn't really what I think is going to happen, but it could print the next 4 hours a large red candle and you have your 3 bearish methods pattern. This is a strong bearish pattern, but we don't have that yet. We're going to have to try to find something else here. Looking kind of funky, OMG. This is very short term on the 1 hour, but looking a little, I don't know, unusual. Not in a bad or a good way. We have this descending high trend that we have not tested. No divergence there. We could be looking at some bearish divergence from the highs spawning. We don't know yet. Ooh. We might have ourselves a Class C. That could be. This could be a Class C bullish divergence. This is on the 1 hour. But that's a pretty strong divergence. Essentially a double bottom on our indicator. Between here and here. Alright. Interesting. RSI is being boring. Not a lot of edge there. Not a lot of edge on the 1 or 4 hours, so maybe the higher time frames will help us out. No, man, there's just no where'd the divergence go, man? Where'd it go? We came off the support, the low. Didn't read it, but I read it. Stefan Bossman. Can we look at NASDAQ? Yep. We can look at NASDAQ. Sure. Why not? Let me get through the OMGs first. Came off what looks like even now is appearing more as a V bottom. Stronger sign. Coming off the bullish divergence on these lows. And we hit the 236. Now, not seeing too much on small time frames. These daily candles are kind of funky too. To me, this really just looks like it's still flagging out, still consolidating, kind of deciding where it wants to go. I would not be too surprised if OMG came back down to 328. Pretty sure I said that yesterday. Before moving back up to the 420 zone, retesting. And basically what we'd be looking for then is, did we get the divergence on the higher time frames again that we would want to see on the retest of this support? But there's really no way to know. We're not seeing anything on smaller time frames that suggests we're going to sell yet. We're not seeing anything other than the daily divergence we saw. The reason I believe that if we do retest the support, it will hold In my opinion, I think it is probable it will hold if it's retested. And what this will do, if you kind of blur your eyes and ignore all the lines, is what that would create is a inverse head and shoulders. We can see that the right shoulder was a higher high. So this is technically a smart trader is looking for this inverse head and shoulders now. Doesn't necessarily have to play out, but we broke the neckline with a higher high. And now we're seeing retracement, but it's really not super strong. Not a violent sell-off, it's kind of a chill, good vibes sell-off at this point. And look at that, so this is spicy. This is spicy. So the $3.28 support is also within fractions of a penny of the 618 retrace of the rally, the golden retrace. A bounce from that support would be a very, very strong long position. I'm gonna have to keep updating you guys on OMG every day because our brother Josh is always here. And I appreciate you, dude. Just razzing. But we're just gonna have to keep watching to see if we get what we're looking for. And we do potentially have weekly bullish divergence as well. And I think I said I was waiting for a test of like 615 to really validate that. If that's the case though, extremely bullish for OMG. I'll keep you updated, Josh. You know that. OMG stream. I'll keep you updated. Does not look like we're gonna find an edge here today with it. Not yet. Okay. What I wanted to look at this one coin. I want to look at this one coin, but I'm gonna load up for you, Stefan Bossman. I'm gonna load it up for you, so I don't forget. This is the only way I operate. Currency.com. There we go. Gonna load it up for you so I don't forget. But we're gonna take a look at this one coin first, and then look at the NASDAQ, and then we're gonna look at the dollar. Because I think the dollar will answer many of our questions. So here's this weird chart. I've never heard of this coin. Doesn't really seem to be traded on many exchanges. But it caught my eye, and I took a look at it briefly today, and the chart caught my eye because it's a weird chart. You guys know I love weird charts. They're my favorite things. This is a strange chart. It doesn't have tons of history though. It's only about 3 months. I'm not sure if there's more. This coin is called AMPL. Never heard of it. That's okay. So AMPL. I didn't actually look at the TA yet, but it looks like on the daily, the 30th of September, it came off a bullish engulfing daily candle and spread its wings. So I kind of want to take a look at a few time frames here. Did have a weekly resistance at $1. Man, this chart's annoying as anything to manipulate because of that wick. Looks like today rallied to its $1 weekly resistance from lots of history. 3 months. Sarcasm, sorry if I couldn't detect. And it's selling off. That's okay. So where are the logical places to spy for a sell-off? 89.8 or 90 cents makes sense. Something I do not like on the 4 hour for this coin is we see bearish divergence. It is not confirmed yet because though it has retraced, it's not necessarily done. We see just a red candle. It's not a bearish engulfing candle or anything. And the MACD is still suggesting that momentum could be increasing even with this candle. But RSI also is saying, hey, watch out for bearish divergence on your highs, because we're having lower swing highs on both MACD and RSI on the 4-hour. Here. Right. Perfect. 0.5 retrace and 0.618 retrace. So these are where we usually look anyway. But if you look left, makes a good amount of sense. Even locally, this was resistance and maybe is coming back to test as support. I'm going to keep an eye on this zone. From 90 cents to 85 cents. And so you zoom into the hour, it gets spicy. This is like a journey. I didn't look at this at all. I just kind of like eyed up the resistances and I was like, I'll wing it. This is a journey. Okay. So what's interesting is on the hourly, we don't see that same divergence, the same bearish divergence on the high, at least on MACD. MACD says, no, this is a higher swing high. RSI does not agree. God, RSI, you're such a punk. Such a punk. Alright, well I thought there would be more to this because it looked really interesting earlier. Doesn't really seem like there is. We're looking for that zone. It's crypto. This thing could just bounce before that zone for no reason and go. Or it could just sell off down into nothingness. Do not know. But I think there is a trade to be made if these levels are hit. I'm going to set an alert, just my own curiosity. Alright. Yep, sorry guys, thought that'd be more exciting. Really wasn't. Oh well. NASDAQ. The old NASDAQ. Let's zoom it out to the quarterly because we just closed it and we haven't looked at NASDAQ since. So we see some pretty clear supports on the quarterly. Why does this only go back 2016? Maybe this, there we go. All right, cool. Much better. So we see some pretty cut and dry quarterly supports. Yep. Man, charting stuff that isn't crypto is so, except for Agent Bambi's snap yesterday, man, it's a treat. It can be such a treat. Things make sense. Things move predictably. Yeah, it's a treat. Okay, so let's get our bearings here. Monthly. No bearish engulf on the monthly. Nothing too much on the quarterly either. Did come off a bullish divergence. This candle is nothing yet. We see a lot of top wicked orders on the way up. We don't see any bearish. Oh, yes, we do. Okay. I take it back. So we do see something. We have a higher high. And we do not have a higher high on our side. We do on MACD. Seems to be kind of more generous lately. But we do not on RSI. Ew. So we see what could be, we're not sure if it's done running, but if we get a signal that this could be reversing even short term, then we're gonna go back and say, hey, wait, there was quarterly bearish there's quarterly bearish divergence. Actually, there's way more. Even back to here there is. So in order to, in my opinion, stay bullish, this is gonna have to push up not just past its July 2nd, 2018 RSI high on the quarterly, but also it's even higher January 3rd, 2020 years ago. That's nutty. And just God knows where that would have to push up to push the RSI like that. It would have to have some very serious buying. Very serious buying. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, let's see. So, we have how and fibs are like beautiful on indices. The heck? To the upside for NASDAQ, if I was looking to take profit on NAS in the next 3 quarters, I would be looking for 14,650. It's the 1618 extension of the January RSI high 2000. Man, that's just even weird to say. To the low of July 2002. 1618. Very textbook extension. There's not a lot above that. Above that we have the 2 fib extension, which is the measured move of this really old sell-off at 30,000. 30,000. So when we're thinking what's above us, you know, like, there's no chart history. How can we have any idea where it might stop? That's what our fib extensions are for. They're pretty darn good at guessing that. And we can actually see it right here. You guys know I don't chart indices often. I don't even know if I've ever looked at the quarterly chart for NASDAQ. But we can see it right here. We have our retrace, so our fib extension 1272 was almost exactly the top July 2018. Almost exactly the support now in 2020. And the 141 was the quarterly close 2 days ago. Or no, 92 days ago. April 1st, 2020. Fibs, especially on these things, seem to work extremely well. So we can take those values and we can say these are likely targets. These are likely profit-taking targets. What we can also do is we can see if there's any agreement. Not really. Not too much. 14 to 14.6. The more local measured move. So maybe this area. Maybe this is a zone from 14,000 to 14.6. That might be a future profit-taking target. 3. Okay, so not too bad there. Zoom in because that 3-hour bearish divergence or quarterly bearish divergence potential is frightening. But these are stocks. Stocks only go up, right? That's what I've been told. That's what someone told me. And the monthly, this all stock charts just make so much more sense than crypto. Crypto can be so irrational. December 2018, we saw monthly bullish divergence. Likely the reason we saw this climb up afterwards. We also saw it on RSI, so it's MACD and RSI. We're in agreement on that divergence. But what we still don't have, so we looked at the 3-month, we don't have a higher RSI high. Now we're looking at the 1 month, we still don't have a higher RSI high. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign. Definitely not. That failed, yep. 2000, that's going to be such a hard high to break. Be really hard high to break. So we're seeing potentially on the monthly and the 3-month bearish divergence. That's not great. I don't know what else to say about that. So let's go into the weekly. Maybe we can get a more local idea. No divergence for MACD on the weekly. Locally, we have RSI bullish divergence here. And we have RSI bearish or bullish divergence on MACD. Yeah, I just said RSI bullish divergence on MACD. No, both MACD and RSI on the weekly show a bullish divergence from the low in March of 2020. But even on the weekly, if we're seeing this on every time frame, even on the weekly, this high, this August 2020 high, is very troublesome. It's a very troublesome high. On the weekly, it's still a lower high for RSI. On the monthly, it's a lower high. On the quarterly, it's a lower RSI high. That is troubling. That is definitely troubling. Let's look at a year. Now I'm curious. Is it also on a year? No, you can't see crap on the year. Ah, this is what they mean when they say stocks only go up. That's why. Gotcha. But I mean, no. That's the same point. Jan 1st. That's 1990. But it's still not a higher RSI high. This is troubling. It's a higher high in price, and so far on no time frame is it actually a higher RSI high. And it gets uglier as you zoom in. Okay, this is when you zoom into the daily, you finally see one example from the 24th of December 2019, this high. You finally see one example of a higher high. That's troubling. Let's check. So this sounds all really bad, right? But that's not actually what I'm saying. That's not a great trend line. But surprisingly, that's not actually what I'm about to say. So those are all very long. Very long. Oh yeah, nice. Very long time frames. So that's not a great thing for them long term. But almost none of them are really that important for this year. Potentially. Because on the daily locally here, we do see now, we avoided the bearish divergence that we keep seeing. We're seeing bullish divergence locally on this low. RSI agrees. Nope, of course not. On MACD, but not RSI. And we saw this trend line here, which I'm sure we could extend super far back and it probably still makes sense. Yeah. We saw a break of it, a test, a high, a swing low, and now potentially testing it as support. Not bad. We're not having the same signals on the shorter time frames, which to me says this isn't the top. I know that sounds contradictory to what I was just saying this entire 20 minutes I've been talking about this. I should do TA on this stuff more often. 12,439 on September 2nd. Not likely the top. Because we have these divergences on the daily. And this just really isn't a blow off top, you know? This isn't what we see. We see here in February 2020. This is more of a blow off top. That's what I'd want to see for a yearly and 3-month bearish divergence to play out. I want to see this V top. This is not very V topish. Even something like this on September 18th. We want to see the V. That will let us know that the top is probably in, and that all those long time frame divergences are about to come crashing into reality. So with that said, I don't think this is the top. I think our original target, 14,600, that's probably where I'd be looking. We can even see, hopefully, we can even see a kind of smaller versions of this on the two examples I just looked at. You see like the gradual climb up and then a pretty sharp sell-off. If you were to scale that up, that looks pretty similar. And you have a little recovery to the V high and boom. So you get a little recovery, V high, boom. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Support's at 8,811. That's pretty far down, but we have a stronger support at 8,000. So that is even a target. What I like about this target is that it lines up with the low trend. Intersects May 2021. If May 21, 2021 is the low on NASDAQ, I will poop my pants. I'm not going to make any promises like John McAfee, but that would be insane. There we are. This is what I think happens. We'll zoom this maybe over a bit. Granted, on this high, if this happens, on that high, we're going to be looking for the divergences that we're just talking about. And if they're there, I would look out below. Would not be confident in the NASDAQ if we have a high up here and see bearish divergence again. No. But that bounce off of this trend, the daily, the more local divergences, not looking like the top. You know what? I don't know if I've ever set an alert for any indice before. I'm about to. I've set alerts for individual stocks, but not NASDAQ, not S&P. I'm gonna set it right here. 10,662. If that breaks, then I guess I'm full of it, and maybe we are going down there sooner rather than later. I don't see it. I don't see it. Alright, we're done. We're done with that. I don't even remember who asked about it. Who was it? Who can we blame for getting me on such a tangent? Stefan Bossman, it's all your fault. I'm just playing, man. Thanks for the donation again, and I'm sure that was more than you thought I would talk about it. Oh well. Oh, look at this. I've been so distracted. Sabrina, his Wajet, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Funmileo Abadoseed, welcome as well. Welcome as well. Cool. So the dollar, let's take a look, and then I'll read the chat. Dollar on the 4-hour, I've been jealous of. This 4-hour divergence is just so envy-worthy. Give this divergence to Bitcoin. Give it up. It's on the RSI, it's on MACD, it's really close to support. Though, this is interesting, I haven't looked at this today. Price has broken the high trend here on the 4-hour, but hasn't responded. That's odd. That is strange. We saw a nice bottoming pattern, bunch of divergence. Then we saw our previous support in March line up with our 50% retrace of our swing high to swing low. Right here, 94.65. We saw price touch it and sell off. Now we're getting divergence. So maybe we do want to fully test this box. Maybe even we want to go to 95.75. 4-hour looks bullish, and I hate to say it, but it looks bullish. But the daily has an issue. The daily has an issue. Look at the daily. We see back here, 20th of February, 2020. Man, I can't believe all this happened. 2020 has been the longest year of my life. Wow. Swing high at 99.91. Put in its yearly RSI high immediately into the year. Yes, 4 hours looking bullish on the dollar. We're seeing higher highs, higher lows, seeing divergence. Here's the problem. We have 99.91 right here with our swing high on RSI for the year. If the dollar continues doing what it's doing, and let's just say this is what happens, I don't know. Like, something like this, okay? I don't know if that's what's gonna happen. Not even suggesting that is. But what's gonna happen is that RSI is gonna continue to overheat. And if it does not manage to pass 99.91, that's a long way away for the dollar. If it can't do it, it's going to have daily bearish divergence. And likely, we're going to see it fall down to its next support. Down here. Where are you at? $88.34. So unless the dollar can make what I would assume is an unprecedented climb, crazy strength climb, retrace almost all of what it's lost, unless it can get all the way back up to, let's just even say it's 100 to make it easy, it's got bearish divergence. Doesn't matter how far up it makes, how strong it moves, it doesn't make it there. Dumps on the plate. Dumps for dinner. And likely would bring us down to 88.34. I hate saying good things about the dollar, but gotta call a spade a spade. It looks good right now. Looks very good. And this is a classically important level, it looks like. Oh yeah, 88.86. Let's just call it 8888 because it's cool. Yeah, potentially bullish divergence as well on the weekly here. It just has so far to go. It has so far to go. Its monthly closed great, bullish engulfing, above previous resistance, previous support. Unlike Bitcoin, it does look like the inverse of Bitcoin. I'm not gonna lie. Bitcoin closed monthly bearish engulfing. Sir Tomas, thank you for the 20. Is that Swiss? I can't remember, but thank you, sir, for the donation. You didn't write a message. You could have typed a bunch of emojis and then it would have read it. Been funny. I'm just kidding, dude. Thank you. Thank you. Dollar monthly closed bullish engulfing. Bitcoin closed bearish engulfing monthly. So a little bit of the inverse. But just like Bitcoin, it's not September's close that was important. It's the quarter close that's important. Did not close strongly. Did not close strongly on the quarter. We have 2 quarters of increasing selling pressure. Going to have to close this quarterly probably above this trend, which is 92.4, or else maybe it never gets that chance of running back up. Maybe it just goes down, just selling off. We can see on the quarterly that it's had consistent bearish divergence pretty much its entire existence, actually. Highest high swing, April 2nd, 2001. But then its highest RSI point was here, January 1st, 2015. And since then, it's just lower RSI highs, higher highs in price. Bearish divergence riddled on the dollar when you zoom out. Riddled. You can't outrun the piper forever. You gotta pay him. Gotta pay him eventually. Oh, you're spicy too. So this yearly needs to close above 96.06. If it closes anywhere underneath that, the bearish engulfing yearly, last seen 2017. Oh man, this is so bearish. The yearly candles on this are so bearish. Wow, I've never looked at this. Bearish divergence on the highs of the yearly for the dollar. Bearish engulfing yearly candle on 2017. Still now, still bearish, or I keep saying still. And now bearish engulfing on the yearly for 2020, unless it moves up quite a bit. And even if it does, that's going to be an ugly candle. Look at this top wick. Talked about this yesterday when candles look one way throughout most of their time. I was talking about September's close, maybe that was 2 days ago. When candles look, so a yearly candle, if it looks one way the entire year, and then at the end of the year, in the last month, changes, now it's a totally different looking candle, how that can be a very telling sign. So if we look at the dollar on the yearly here, it actually came up and broke this yearly resistance, which I should absolutely put on this chart. At 102.21 was rejected and sold all the way down to this trend line. It was a really beautiful bullish candle for a lot of the year. Now it's likely to close very ugly. Very ugly. Dude. I'm done with the dollar. Back to cryptos. Back to cryptos. Let's see. Bitcoin. Do something. I feel like every time I stream it gets boring now. It's like, hey, you were too fire into the close. And now you're punished. Well, one man should not be able to have that much spice. It's against the law. This was the last stream, I'm pretty sure. Right here. This was yesterday's stream. And like now this is today's stream. I know how to pick them. That's for sure. I know how to pick them. Oh well. Alright, I'm gonna look at the chat. I haven't read a single word of the chat really the entire time. In a rare change of events, I'm gonna read the chat backwards. What's up, Steve, my man? The Applegate Experience. Our video design guy in chief. Unofficial, but pending. What's up, Dallin? Dallin-san? Josh Jones, what's up? Tomas. Already said hello, but hello again. Ja, my brother, how are you doing? Coinstant is here. Dude, been a little bit. Welcome back. Aether Coin. Thanks for the comment the other day. Appreciate it. I think you're the first one. Heroes Act. Dollar will fall through. Maybe. I don't know, man. I only go by the charts. I'm just a chart man. I listen to what the chart tells me. Someone writing in I don't know, I'm not gonna say Arabic, some kind of maybe Eastern text. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome, friend. Happy to have you here watching. Emmett Wilson. What's up? The Great Norris. McAfee. How much is Bitcoin? Asks Sabrina. 10,536. Noraman. Clear W pattern here. On Bitcoin. Could be. Could be. That's what I would be looking for to follow the pattern that we might be in. I miss Sylv. Oh well. Thanks for joining us, Sil. If you somehow hear this echo through the internet. New Fallen Angel ENT, my brother. Lots of familiar names today. I dig it. Justin Bond, what's up, dude? AMPL screwed you during the summer pump. I've never heard a single person talk about AMPL whatever in crypto. And I'm sorry to hear that. NLE Choppa. What's up, dude? R. Martin. R. Martin, finish your books already. I'm just kidding. What's up, dude? Good to have you. Matt Lee. Later's McLovin. Who's McLovin? I wonder if he was talking about me. Am I McLovin? I'll take it as a compliment. RSGAR. What's up, dude? Who did I get? Sharknado. I can't miss Sharknado. Hey, the chat hasn't stopped at all today. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Just some other weird YouTube issues today. Noah S. What's up, dude? It's exciting if you don't look all day. No deal. No deal, buddy. I'd rather just complain about it being boring. Much more fun. Maybe that way. Click Z2. I saw you here in the beginning. What's up, dude? Sharknado wants a lesson on Ichi. I'll give you a lesson on Ichi, buddy. No, I'll give you a lesson on Ichi tomorrow, Saturday. If you have an appointment, we can talk about it. Ichi's... It's really not that complicated, but there's so much going on visually that it would... I feel like it would be difficult. It'd be one of the more difficult topics to go over live, at least, on camera. Who else is here? Beautiful Josh already said hi. Matt needs a spice. Astronaut Renee. You're a wizard, Ari. You're a wizard. Danny, what's up, dude? What's up, Danny, dude? Bella B. Justin French. Can I talk about ETC? Oh, okay. I'm glad you corrected that. I was like, ETC has not done anything in months. Eth. We could probably look at Eth. Alright, I think that's like almost everybody. Oh, holy crap, M. Stone. That's an old name. Blast from the past. He's probably gone. Bob Marley, though. How low can we go? 10-2 is as low as I'm willing to go. Basir Ahmed. Hello. Russian name asked how long the broadcast is. Who knows? Question mark. Tails. The Great Norris. Dave Microwave. Dude, I haven't seen you in a while, and I love saying your name. Nice, that was really easy. A lot of familiar faces here today. Probably because it's not that spicy. 133 watching though. Alright. Alright. I think it's time to remind. We're 82 minutes in. Wow, that flew. Time flies when you're with good people. We still got time though. We got plenty of time. Let's nice reminder, 77 likes. Maybe mine isn't updated. 133 watching. If you could spare a like for this stream, it'd be deeply appreciated. We've had so many issues with search results, and everyone has been amazing at keeping up with those likes, and we have had direct success to staying in the search results. Literally just based on people going out of the way, sharing a like. So if you could, I'd really appreciate it. There's a link in the chat. I'm doing a giveaway on Twitter. If you have a Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, don't worry about it. But feel free to enter. I'd love for you guys to win. If you haven't checked out or gotten into the Discord yet, now's the time. Now is the time to get into Discord. Spoiled beans. Dude, of course, I can... For spoiled beans, man, I'll do anything. Hi, Vilma. You are on telly. Anything for spoiled beans. Alright, Discord link dropped in the chat. Is that it? Is there anything else? No. The last and most important thing. And then I'm done chilling. Check out the Patreon, guys. New month. Best time to sign up. Best value is signing up at the beginning of the month. If you're interested in improving on your trading abilities, your skills, you want to learn to become self-sufficient in trading, find your own setups, Patreon might be for you. Every patron has weekly access to one-on-one sessions with me to ask whatever they don't know about trading, crypto, whatever. It's a great opportunity. Nobody offers that. Definitely not at the price point. Nobody offers that. Extremely valuable. Exclusive daily posts, technical analysis, trade setups, educational content. I work my butt off. You can ask any of the patrons, current patrons. I work my butt off to make it worth it. And hopefully it is, but ask them. Don't ask me. Of course I'm going to say I like it. But now's the time, boys. We have our patron night tomorrow. BYOB. And we have our patron day tomorrow. So I don't know what, stream-wise, I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. I'd like to stream something. Maybe I'll do one of those half and halves where I'm like doing the one-on-ones, but the stream's still up. Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, and that's it. That's my shill. So dope. Thanks for listening through it. Probably maybe one more at the end of the show. But moving on. Where are we? Bitcoin has not moved. This trend line does not look that important to me. I'm probably going to make it less visible. Good enough. 15-minute jamming on a little bullish divergence on MACD. But not RSI. Of course not. But it does have the hourly. We're seeing that on the 15-minute as well. From the lows, has the bullish divergence. That's not surprising because that has already happened. Man, this is low energy. It has not moved outside of this range since we started. A point, are you kidding me? I don't think it's moved outside of a 0.3% range since this stream started. Wow. We have 130 watching, that's pretty good for 0.3% moving. That's maybe the least interesting price action possible. Something like that. Nice. You know what? 87 likes doesn't seem... Wait, not 87. 89. Doesn't seem like a lot for 132 watching, but we're doing good in the search results, so I can't complain. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone who has committed that thumb. Yeah, we're showing up in a bunch. If we get enough likes, we'll probably show up in Bitcoin as a keyword. That's like the coveted SEO keyword. Very hard, very difficult to get in. You need very active engagement. Lots of people thumbsing up, thumbsing down, chatting, subscribing, etc. Is this a free channel? No, you owe me 10 bucks, Primo. Primo, hand me a $10 bill through the computer. Primo Consultants. Yeah, Crypto Slow Joe, what's up, man? Yeah, if YouTube chat doesn't break tonight, that's a win. That's a come up. Dude, what is happening? Someone asked about F. Let's just look at F, because what else is happening? No, Ja, he has to give me $10. He has to give it to me through the internet. I mean, physical though, bill. Or super chat, or else I will stop talking. No, I'm just kidding. I'm razzing you. I'm razzing you. It's free, and it's always free here. Bullish div 4 hour. What? What? No, wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. Here it is. I was gonna say, no way ETH looks super way better than Bitcoin. That doesn't make sense. Looks about the same, sadly. Looks about the same. We're seeing the same divergences. We have bullish divergence on the 4-hour into the previous low on the 23rd, and then we have bullish divergence into this recent low if this is the low. We see a low followed by a lower low and a higher low on both RSI and MACD. And then we see a low followed by a lower low on MACD. We don't have that on RSI though. That's okay. So we have like 3 out of 4 agreement here on bullish divergence. I haven't pulled this chart up, I don't know, in weeks. Look at that. Look at that touch. We nailed it. We nailed this resistance on both Bitcoin and Ethereum simultaneously. Crazy. Right, Gray. I haven't looked at this in way too long. Way too long for it to be the number 2 market cap in the thing I spend all my time looking at. Let's see what the highs have to say. Not much. Not much. This could be bearish divergence here, but that's really sloppy looking. Could be though. The issue for ETHUSD that it's going to find here is that the 351.13 price target's now likely to act as resistance. We can see it is an important level that does act as resistance, does act as support. Many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in September. Actually, 6 times in September. We've also seen it act as resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times in September. This is an important price range. In my opinion, 351 is Bitcoin's 1055 right now. That could change, but right now I think those are kind of mirrored price points. They're like the pivotal, yeah, they're like the pivotal support resist that price action is playing off of currently. This does not look super awesome yet. But it never does, so don't worry. It never looks awesome till it's obvious to every human being in the world that it looks awesome. It always looks crappy until. On the daily, we could call this bullish divergence if we measure by the candle closes and not the wicks. I'm not a fan of that, but we could. How are we getting? Really kind of just looks like it's flagging. Ethereum. It never tested 290. That's my issue with it. My issue with it is that it never tested 290 as support. It should. Whoa.
Fees paid for everybody to watch on your party popper. Join Patreon and come party tomorrow night with us.
That was not enough party papas. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for the 5, buddy. Everybody come party tomorrow. We switched patron from Wednesday to Saturday, patron nights, and I think it was maybe the wisest decision ever. I didn't really think about it because it's been 2020 this whole year, and rules are all upside down and stuff, but yeah, Hanging out late drinking on a Wednesday was probably not the smartest planning. Yeah. Probably not the smartest planning. You know what, Tomas, just for you, I could see it. I can't say it's going to go down for sure, but I could see it. We'd never tested 290. It seems odd. We should test 290. We're seeing bullish momentum on the daily decreasing. We are seeing bearish momentum also decreasing. But if we did come down and test 290, we could get a nice little bullish reversal divergence. Nice little tick down. It's a hard call. This is a hard call. It really is just like consolidating above support. It's just odd to me that it didn't test this 290. Don't understand. It should. It didn't even really test 308, did it? No, it just shy. 310. That'd be savage if it broke up. Never came back to test these supports. Left everybody waiting. That would be savage. And the rule of savagery suggests that that makes it more probable. Okay. No edge. I don't see any edge here on the daily. Maybe higher time frames, maybe. Nope. There's no divergence, but there's no bear divergence. There's no bearish divergence either. Man, I'm stuttering today. Don't see any bearish divergence on the weekly. Don't see any bullish. Just zero divergence. Neutral sign. This is interesting though. Didn't notice this. Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin, did not close a bearish engulfing September. Didn't expect to see that. Closed third highest quarterly. Okay. A little boring. It's weird. I didn't expect that monthly to have closed differently. There's not a lot to be said. I think it's just consolidating. Hopefully we get an edge eventually. It's similar to Bitcoin. It has the 1 hour bullish divergence on these lows, what we were looking for. Alright, that's that. That is that. Ben Nicholasian 8. Hitcorn Pampinator, what's up? I have not taken any trades today. No, I don't know what I would have traded. What would I have traded? No, I'm just kidding. No, man. I'm not someone who feels as if they have to trade constantly. I just wait. I wait for my trades. Like a hunter in the jungle with like a spear. I just sit there in the bushes. And I wait till the corn is drinking by a pond. I jump out of the bush. And I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't have any interest in trading this. Not my jam. It's like a 5% range. Maybe a little more. I'm underestimating. 13% range, yeah. Not without an edge. Not without an edge. No edge. Not yet. Man, that is just a strange chart, isn't it? Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Tell me your Tell me your secrets. I want to know. Interesting. Here's another little signal here that I would never use isolated as a signal, but in conjunction with the bullish other signals we have on the hourly, I can probably take this as a little reinforcement. We have 1, 2, 3 death crosses on the hourly moving averages. Sounds bearish, right? But the reason that I can look at this and use it as bullish evidence is for one specific thing, and again, you would not typically use this in a bubble. But when you have other evidence, you have a edge from elsewhere, then I think you can use this. And that is the 200. You have these bearish cross, triple bearish cross, but the 200 is trending up during that cross. And in some ways, that is invalidating. We can see we had this like kind of triple bullish cross here, and the 200 was moving down. That didn't work out. We did have this savage fake out though, because we had that triple cross. No, you know what? So that crossed actually after the sell-off. And so 200 was trending up. These all crossed down. By the time the literal cross happened, the golden cross textbook was right here, September 22nd. You'd already missed the bottom. But pretty much that led to a move back up. I wouldn't use that in a bubble, but the 200 moving up shows that this price point is a stronger momentum, or is gaining momentum in the last 200 days. Sure, these smaller ones aren't. If the 200 was, if these moving averages had crossed back here and the 200 was slanting down, that would be very bearish. This is slightly less bearish when combined with our divergences on the hourly. Here's a little fun fact. 2 hours, 15 minutes left in the, what? Hey. Wow. Alright. Alright. Dang, we have, YouTube's being so weird. Do we have 150 watching now or 120? 150. Dang it. It's like nothing's going on, and I'm like, well, I guess there's nothing to talk about. And all of a sudden I look down and we have 150 here. Okay. Sweet. Welcome, everybody. Good to have you here. We've just been charting, chilling, waiting on the price action. We've been waiting. 100 likes. We just broke 100 likes. Nicely done, everybody. Nicely done. 146 watching though. We could have 140 if everyone came together. Liked the stream at the same time. Theoretically, we have 150. Let's see how we're doing. We have to still be in search because the views are going up. I have a paranoia of falling out of search. If you haven't noticed, I'm sure you have. I'm positive you've noticed because I talk about it frequently. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Number 1, Bitcoin Live. Number 1. Tom Crown number 1. That's actually a keyword. Crypto live stream number 1. Crypto live number 1. Still not on Bitcoin though for some reason. I don't understand it. Probably has, it's actually probably dependent on what other videos are showing up for that, because that's the most contested keyword. I'm teaching you guys all about SEO, even though I know very little about it. Just a natural educator, man. Natural educator, bro. Let's see, do a little scanning. Are there any coins moving? Pretty much the only coin that is green in this hour is that the one we looked at, AMPL, Ample Fourth. Probably a S as S coins come. Everything else is not. Weak. I wonder why there's so many people on though. Kind of cool. I dig it, man. I dig it. Our views are still going up, 155. Welcome. I don't know where you guys are coming from, but right on. Right on. 47. It's odd. In a good way, odd. Search results. What is going on? We're like the only live channel right now for Bitcoin. That's cool. That's very cool. Excellent. I don't know. Someone name something. I don't know what to look at. We've looked at a good amount of stuff. Actually, you know what? We've looked at not that much stuff, but we've gone really in depth on the stuff we've looked at today. There's not much else going on. Dip ink. Alright, yeah, crypto isn't moving, so maybe a dip ink. Dip ink. Sure. KDDI Corp. I don't understand why is the ticker dip and then it's called KDDI. It's strange. I don't see dip ink. Or maybe you were just like making a joke. You were just like dip ink coming. Maybe you weren't even making a joke. Maybe you're making a statement and I'm just that out of it. That's possible. Right back to our little trendy lion. Okay. Not much spice. Dang, now we have 160. Dude, what's happening? I don't know what's happening, but I dig it. I dig it, and I dig all of you. Thanks for joining. Do yourself a favor. Pop in that Discord. That way you can always keep up with us. We're live every day. Every single day we're live. For you guys. So funny. Like 10 minutes ago I was thinking like, man, there's kind of not a lot going on. There's a good amount of people here, but there's really nothing to look at, so I think maybe we'll just like stop soon. And then I look down and we have 10 more people than when I started thinking that. I was like, all right, we'll keep going. And then a minute later, I was like, I bet they all left because there's not much going on. And then there's 10 more. And now we're up to 160. I don't know where you're all coming from, but welcome. Good to have you here. If you could, hit that like button for me, please. Let's blast this stream off into search result moon. Search result moon. I want people to type in moon. I want this stream to show up. Simply based on how many likes it has. It's like YouTube's algorithm breaks down, starts just suggesting us for everything. That's my that's my really realistic hope. It's really realistic. And what is going on? Bitcoin doing something. Do it. Stop doing these little tiny kind of like dip and rolls. Don't do that. Give us the spice, dude. You rejected from 10,550. Show us what that's made of. So far, nothing in this move, just hitting the trend, off the high trend, off of the previous support, now resistance at 10,550. Hey, anybody remember that at the beginning of the episode? Does anybody remember what I said about horizontal supports and resistances and diagonal trend lines? They should keep an eye on where they converge. Okay, I will admit I was off by one candle, but that is really close. I don't know why. I have no explanation for why it happens, but it does. Wonder. Yeah, I was off by one single candle. Yeah, there's an example. I have no explanation. I wish I did. I just watch the charts and see patterns. Okay. Could be getting into some spice here. Maybe. Are we going back down to 10, 4, 2, 8? Totally likely. I will say, as this progresses, now it's still kind of like this. Dang. I was about to say, I think that we're seeing, if this was a fractal, the fractal stopping. But really, we're not seeing that yet either. Let's see, we have the chair. Then we have a climb up. We have our chair. Lower low. Oh, now I'm on a really small time frame. So actually, you know what? Maybe we're seeing that fractal again. Maybe this is a very small iteration of it. Right here. That would be spicy. We have like a little rally. A rally up to what was support, now resistance. Same here. Same here. This is freakishly like similar to me. But you can see that we do have we had a little back test here, and that could be what we're seeing. We have this little back test, little move up back test, move up back test. So as long as we don't get a low, as long as we don't break any of these lows, it's pretty similar. I would say 10,430. We don't want to see below 10,430 if we want this fractally pattern to keep playing out. It is looking like a 1, 2, 3 bottom though. Might be printing our third low right here on the 15 on the zoomed in chart. Like a mangled head and shoulders, and mangled inverse head and shoulders. This is nothing. This is not a pattern to my eye. Could be a 1, 2, 3 bottom coming. I would expect probably the right side to come down a little more, maybe around here, just to make it look nice. We should probably take a little more time too. But maybe not. Maybe not. Now it's wicking back up in the last few minutes. Bitcoin's trying to shake our weak hands through boredom, and we're not going to let it. We're not going to give up. Holy crap, we have 170. What is going on? Do we have a bunch of bots joining? No, I see new names. Whoa, okay. DK, your hands are strong. Same dude. Diamonds. Diamond hands. Welcome, DK. Haven't seen your name here before. It's good to have you. Larry Coco Sizga. Thing about running backs. Welcome either way, dude. Yo, what's up, Andrew P? Thanks for joining us, man. I was wondering when you were gonna get here. AB, I'm sorry, no one can help you break the law in your country. Gonna have to follow your own country's or jurisdiction's laws. We're not gonna help you thwart them. It's against YouTube's community guidelines, which we respect heavily here, YouTube, if you're listening. Yeah, probably wondering, why is price falling? Well, here's what you do. You go back to our stream yesterday, and then you watch the whole thing in its entirety. And then you'll know. Then you'll know. No, not really. Reasoning to create more divergence. That's my take on it. This single swing low to 10,430 was not enough. I said it before today, yesterday in the episode. I said it's likely that we'll see a lower low similar to the pattern back here on late September, where we had a lower low that created that divergence that brought us up. And I said it's likely that we see that play out here. We did ghost bars, put it on there, looked like pretty solid. Thank you, DK. So there's Justin French, and then there's Justin F. Are you guys the same person? You guys the same person? It's okay if you are. You're just doubly here. That's a good thing. Okay, I don't know. I'm just making conversation because nothing is happening. Oh, come on. Just like go down or up. We've had a whole month of nothing. All of September was just nothing, and now more nothing. We're gonna make it, fam. We're gonna make it. Okay, thank God. We went up to 170 views. Now we're down to like 160. So it's not continuing to moon. Thank God, because I'd just never be able to leave. I just have to keep streaming forever. I don't turn the stream off when the views are going up. It's just good policy. That's good policy. It's funny because the views are going up and people aren't even really suggesting stuff to look at. I feel you. I feel you. The entire crypto market is just sideways, basically today. It's like not really losing, not really gaining. Give them scallywags. Challenge them to a duel. Said scallywags. What's up, FL? How you doing, dude? Yeah, this is a pretty no tradey zone for me. I don't like this, what looks like rejection off 10.55 though. I'm not a fan, but it is also just not a super, it's like an hourly. It's not, yeah. I guess the 4 hour did too. It's just not that intense. It's just super calm. Here we go on the hour now. We touched the trend line. Now we're going back up. Like, oh my goodness. Now we're going to go up like halfway through the previous candle. And then it'll sit there. And then the next hourly will start. And then that'll go down to the trend line again. And then the next hourly candle will go up to 10.55. And then, oh my goodness. It never ends. It never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. You know, some of this sideways some of the sideways trading we're seeing is likely because the dollar is experiencing very low volatility actually into this new month. That's low volatility, maybe not for the dollar overall, but for the dollar recently, that's pretty low volatility. Am I tripping? Or does this is the dollar, does this big pattern here look a good amount like this? Am I tripping? Am I just like tired because I haven't slept well in like 2 days? You guys see that? Is that me? That looks like pretty similar. That looks kind of fractally. Just the bottom. Well, we watch the dry here from time to time, as all real crypto traders do. Been watching Dixie. Dude, am I freaking out? Like, what is this not really similar looking? Obviously, if it's a fractal, you were here, we would expect it to play out quicker. Its iterations on smaller time frames as it repeats. Tell me this doesn't look really similar. This whole structure, and just this. We haven't completed it yet. To complete it, we would likely have to see right side's a little less. So like maybe at the end of this box, and we'll see something like this. That was terrible. Something like this, and that would be so similar. We have like the low, the recovery, then we have what looks like this inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern. So where we would be like right here, maybe in this fractal, if it's a fractal. Like I said, I don't know, man. I didn't sleep well last night. I might just be seeing things, but that caught my eye out of nowhere. That really caught my eye. I didn't see that previously. Guess we'll find out. Set an alert. If I set an alert for 94.21, then I'll know. Then I will know. Sleeping. Yeah, I'll only vape the organics. I want something real natural. Like cinnamon churros. Like Doritos. I'm looking for something organic. Vape news. I love that video. That video is genuinely funny. Even though it's kind of making fun of people like me, still genuinely funny. I take no offense to that video. That video is funny AF. You know what I think's helping this time for the stream? I didn't upload a thumbnail right away. It's kind of hard to get it to do that. It wants you to put a thumbnail in. But sometimes you can get it to accept it without one. And when you don't have a thumbnail, what happens is, when it's scheduled and not live yet, it just has like your default picture. But then once it goes live, because it doesn't have a thumbnail, it just uses the live stream, like whatever frame, probably like every 30 seconds or something it updates. So it gives you just like a live update thumbnail. Maybe that's what's helping, because I used to do that back when this was not so episode centered as a stream. We used to do that, and we got way more clicks when it didn't have a thumbnail. But then I started putting a thumbnail on it because we had a lot of issues, and I wondered if that was part of it. Kind of doubt it was ever part of it. Could be. Wolfpack. Back. Alright, now numbers are dropping. People are like, this is boring. Okay. It's okay, we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're leaving, don't forget. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, throw us a like on the way out. If you're gonna leave, just throw a like on the way out. Kind of like an FU. Here's a like. I'm done. Yeah, I'm shilling the likes. I forgot I put that banner up. Oops, I did not intend to have that up like through the entire episode. My bad. That's kind of obnoxious, actually. Oh well, you guys didn't seem to care. Not a single person commented on it that I saw. But I didn't. I definitely did not intend for that. So, oh, that's a good trend line. That's a good trend. Resist support. That's a solid trend line. It's solid. Don't ever touch anything else though. Okay. Solid. I'm just gonna do some TA. Vape niche. Secret. Bitcoin. Don't tell anyone, because it's secret. Everyone here has to swear to secrecy for this entire public video, because it's all secrets. Crap, dude, this is not playing. Is anyone hearing a noise or seeing the pop-up when someone subscribes? I see Artie Smith in Harv Hoodie subscribed. I see it on my feed, my mini feed thing for the streaming software. Yet I didn't notice. I don't have the music headphones on. Alright, I'm having little epiphanies myself right now. Secrets. Nice, we've lost 40 viewers. I know, that sounds weird. Why am I yelling nice about it? It just kept going up and nothing was happening, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna be here all night. Like, if this just keeps increasing viewers while nothing's happening, we're just never gonna end this stream. And I love streaming, but I like streaming when there's stuff to stream. You know what I mean? I like sitting here, shooting, BSing with you guys. Of course. Of course. But when there's nothing going on, at some point it's like, I'm out of stuff to BS, you know? I don't have anything else to BS. I'm sure I can think of something. You know what? Alright. I'm gonna do my little ninja move quick. Give me a second. Watch this, ninja. Give me 2 seconds. I'm doing something here. But while I'm doing this, please like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't. Join the Discord. And you know what? Sign up for Patreon. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say check it out. Sign up. We need more fam. We're gonna get pretty saucy tomorrow night, and you better be there. It's gonna be the party of October. A little sneaky ninja trick. Oh yeah. Well guys, I feel like it's maybe a natural stopping point. So make sure you like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed. Come back tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow. Check out the Twitter giveaway. Look at Patreon. Sign up for Patreon. We need more bros. We only have like 80. Make it 100. I know there's some of you out there who want to get better at trading. Patreon's for you. Either learn or your money back. New offer for new signups. There we go. But I'm going to shut her down. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Check it out. Get in the Discord. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Same place. Over and out, fam.